William, hopefully your favorite videographer from Two Hats Publishing. I welcome you to another Two Hats special of community events. Let's look in and see what's really happening.
Good morning, Richard Sheridan, 3817 Vanette Lane, Dallas, Texas. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays to everybody. Wonderful time of the year. I'm here to speak about Christmas, Scrooge, and Dallas homeless. One of my favorite Christmas movies is the film adaptation of Charles Dickens' book, A Christmas Carol. It's a story about Ebenezer Scrooge, who became a very bitter, greedy, uncharitable, and heartless man. He wasn't always like this. Many years earlier, he chose between love and money, and he chose money. Everything in his life was involved in making money with a near total disregard for a fellow man's suffering and plight. A classic way to contrast Scrooge's attitude and conduct toward this fellow man was the attitude of his nephew on the occasion of Christmas. His nephew said to Scrooge, "I've always seen Christmas as a good time, as a kindly, forgiving, and charitable time, a time when men and women open their hearts to their fellow creatures." I would expand that view to we should be in the spirit of Christmas all year long, the spirit of love and giving. When Scrooge was approached for a donation to take care of the poor and homeless at Christmas, Scrooge responded by telling them to send them to the city's facilities that his taxpayer money had paid for. They responded by saying they can't go there because of the condition those facilities are in. And I think at large it sounds very much like the condition of Dallas homeless shelters. So here we have Scrooge, who represents the opposite of what Christmas is about. He did all he could to destroy the spirit of Christmas and others. However, along comes very strong messages, spiritual messages. His deceased former partner, Jacob Marley, visits Scrooge on Christmas Eve to warn him to stop going down the path that Scrooge is on. Marley was heavily burdened by a chain of weights hung from his neck, which represented all of the sins that Marley had committed. He told Scrooge that the chain of weights waiting for Scrooge is already twice as long as his. And Marley told Scrooge that in the efforts to redeem him, he would be visited by three spirits, the spirit of past, present, and future. The result of these visits was a total transformation of Scrooge. He realized that his nephew was right, and he realized that love and giving were the most important aspects of life. So let's look at Scrooge as a metaphor for the conduct of a government. Such a government would not care for the plight of its poor and homeless unless it could profit from it. I say that what happened to Scrooge will happen to Dallas and to the members of the Dallas City Council that share Scrooge's values. Now, certainly Scrooge represents the extreme of these values, but any value that contributes to the plight and suffering of our homeless must be punished, as Jacob Marley was, and as Scrooge would be punished if he continued to walk down the path that he was on. So lastly, consider me as the spirits of Dallas, present and future. I've been doing this for 14 years concerning the homeless, and the present condition of Dallas homeless is pitiful. It's doubled in the last 10 years. Its future will only get worse if it continues to be a Scrooge. As the Scrooge story tells us, the consequence of being a Scrooge, being a city council member Scrooge, that's not certainly a majority, we will be suffering the hell you've created. I pray that those who need to, and quoting Frank Sinatra's great song, "You can never win, wake up to reality, use your mentality." Again, Merry Christmas to you all.
Merry Christmas. This is William, hopefully your favorite videographer from Two Hats Publishing. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like it, please leave comments below, or like, follow, or subscribe to us and get notices of all our videos. We love it, even when you call.